Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hi! Hello, hello! How are you? My iron is, I just cleaned it yesterday and it's smelling, and I bet someone's gonna be like, hello, there's a fire in there. So I'm trying to get it to stop. How are you guys? Oh man, how are you? Did you guys have a good weekend? Hi Delwyn, hi Aisha, hi Anna. Look at all this stuff we got. It's a lot of stuff. I feel like this may end up becoming an ironing ASMR stream. Hey Danny, hi Irene, welcome. How are you? Has anyone made this? I know a lot of people were really interested when I posted this, which kind of surprised me, but I guess you know, you don't have to just use it as a baby bag, and there are a lot of people with babies in their lives. So, hey Shasha, hey Rachel. How are you? So this project was provided by Hearts, just like last week's, which is awesome. I'm actually doing another one later this month as well. I feel like I'm skipping one, but no. I'm just doing, it's just because this straddles August and September. That's what it is. So I'm also doing the V-neck coat by the assembly line. They provided that one too. So are you? Nice. That's great, Anna. Hey, Martina, how's it going? And congratulations to another Martina who won the giveaway last week, which is pretty cool. You're overwhelmed by the supplies. Okay, yeah, I was actually going to go over that, Aisha, because I felt like there was more than I needed here, and I think there is. So, and I'll show you why. Because this piece list includes also part to make an optional stroller strap, and let me show you what that looks like. So here, right here, you see it. So if you're not doing this, that's 2 fewer swivel clips that you need. So I feel like that helps, because this is all I would need. And because I was like, this is the exact same thing as this. It's not actually, because you need 4 D-rings, 2 swivel clips. These are rectangle. These are loops. That's what they're called. They're supposed to be called loops. Rectangle loops. 4 of these. 2 swivels. 2 D-rings. And I think that is everything. You need you need a strap slide. So you need this guy right here. Just this thing right here. A 3-bar slider. So that's all you need to make the bag. And if you want the stroller thing, you need the other swivel clips in here. That's everything. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Libby. Hey, Shem. Welcome back. Hey, Sue. You know, that's awesome you say that, Sue, because Swoon said this is their tea time, and so maybe they would stop in and say hi, but they're on their tea time break. So I thought that was really sweet that they even like commented. We always like that when people are interactive, like pattern companies and fabric companies. It's really awesome. Hey, Mullen, how's it going? So a lot of you know that I've made a lot of bags, because I used to have a factory making bags, and I designed a line of bags. Because of that, I have not made all the cool bags out there in the world, like the patterns. And admittedly, I really don't need a bag because I just have had so many. So this is perfect. I mean, I love making bags. I'm not gonna say that I am the like best bag maker, because I didn't do bags like this style. Mine were all washable and using a sewable washable stiffener. This one it would be as well, by the way. This whole bag will be washable because of what the materials we picked, or they picked. But I also this just wasn't my bag style. Like, it is actually my bag style, but I didn't manufacture a bag like that. Let's just say it that way. The gang's all here. Hey, Mafio. Hey, Vestigia. Hey, Terry. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, so I think this will be great, because you're definitely going to see me maybe struggle a little bit, but also I have some bag skills, which will help, right? I've never used this stuff. And I think one of my friends who is also a bag maker, she sells them, I think she uses a foam in her bags, and I have a few of hers. I always used a Peltex type of thing, but I bought it wholesale, so it wasn't called Peltex. So that's awesome, Terry. Yeah, a lot of people make bags. I mean, they're really great because you don't have to worry about sizing or anything like that. I think the things you have to worry about with bag making are materials and accuracy when you're cutting it out. So those would be the things I would say are important. So let's see here. I put everything out because I'm like, look at all this loot. So we got those fabrics from Hearts Fabric. See the little bunnies? And then from the grunge line, which is like a billion, this comes in a billion colors. It's always really useful. I've used it too. And then I wanted to tell you that the fabric, what it was called. It's called Moon Rabbit Quilting Cotton. And then this is, yeah, like I said, the grunge cotton, and it's in the color Duchess. So the thing that's perplexing me about this, and that's why I asked if anyone's made this, let me know, is that there's 6 yards of woven interfacing plus this. And I'm trying to understand how 6 yards of that is going to fit into that bag right there. And I think it's because we're going to be interfacing the outer and the inner. I do think it includes interfacing the really long adjustable strap, and I won't interface that since but I'm going to check the sewing first. And I would highly recommend, if you're using like a canvas or something like that, and it's the kind of strap assembly where you fold, fold, fold and edge stitch it, that's 4 layers of fabric. That'll be plenty. So, oh, bags got you back into sewing. Bow sulfone, just a bit smaller than your pattern piece to keep it out of this. Okay. Oh, well, that's a lot smaller. I thought you meant just like trim a little bit. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I need more of as well. I love making them though. I love designing bags. That was one of my favorite things. I mean, the ideal bag was so fun when we all did that together. Okay, all right, so besides these 2 fabrics, they didn't send me this, but this is a lightweight denim, just so you can see the back. It's a really lightweight denim. It's got a really nice texture. I don't know if you can see it. I made my husband some jeans out of this, for the Wardrobe by Me video that I recorded, and I Know Hearts Fabric has this. I'm going to use this as a contrast for the strap and the binding because it is really lightweight. You could almost make this in a shirt, like it's that lightweight. It's like 8 ounce. So I think that'll be a good contrast, and I really like piping or binding and stuff like that to kind of frame the bag. Now, I have this like huge assortment of piping, and I put it up for free in the guild, and nobody's taken me up on it. So here's one of them. It's vintage piping. Like, my friend gave it to me. I'm not going to use it, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this one on this. Why not, right? I'm not the best at piping, but there is some piping in the design. See it right there? It could be cute. What do we think of that being light pink, and then everything else, the straps and the binding will be navy blue. I think that'll be good. Hey, Matilda, welcome. Oh, okay, Terry. I'm not worried about my machine. The Pellon, I used to use like Peltex or what, I think it's called something 70, Pellon 70. What's it called? That right there. Everything that doesn't move gets interfaced. That's a lot of interfacing. So, yeah, none of us like saying baby. Yeah, I think that'll be fun, right? To do some piping. I don't do that very often here. I'm not a pro, but I'm totally down to do it. And look at it, just matches. It matches perfect. So, it was 15 cents when it came out. Guaranteed color fast. Well, I don't know about that. Let's see. This is probably 1968 or something. 1971. Maybe older. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's put all of our hardware away. We got a zipper. They picked out the zipper and the thread. It looks like I'm doing, man, they really have a lot of faith in my ability to give me a high contrast thread. All right, put the piping in there. Piping is optional. All right, so I've already done one thing different than probably most people, and that is I made pattern pieces for, there's 4 pattern pieces plus a binding piece and the stroller connectors, the stroller clips. I made pattern pieces for these, and they're just the handles, handle connectors, and adjustable strap. And I did this because I kind of want to get it a look of how the pieces lay on the fabric, so that what if I block fuse the fabric? And I'm sorry I didn't figure this out before streaming, because I know you don't really want to ironing stream, but if I block fuse it, it'll be a little bit better to cut it out, because then it won't shrink, you know? So, yeah, Peltex came fusible and non-fusible. I used a non-fusible. I never used the fusible. It just looks like cellulite. Nothing is 15 cents anymore. Exactly. All right, so those are the things I did. So I made the pattern pieces. Okay, this is the other thing I did, and I know you guys will think I'm kind of crazy to do this, but all of the pattern pieces are on the fold, but they don't come that way, and you know how I feel about that. So I think that if you really want to be accurate in your bag making, your pattern piece should be the whole piece, all right? So I taped a piece of paper to all my pattern pieces, and I'm just going to cut those out really quick because I already got them most of the way. So I won't make you sit there and wait for me to transfer all the markings. We'll just trim off the paper instead. So, all right, so I just have a few pieces. There's really not that many. But I think when you're doing something, you've probably invested quite a bit in this project if you're making it, and you really want it to turn out. And with bag making, when you're making anything three-dimensional, the accuracy when you're cutting and sewing is kind of really what sets you up. So, your team block fuse. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea in this case, because I was thinking it's just every single piece, you know? But I was scared to just block fuse the fabric without, wait, what the heck happened there? My paper's a little short there. I was a little nervous to block fuse just in case the pieces were bigger than, like, I didn't want to have a seam. So, yeah, exactly. When you have 6 yards to fuse, I kind of was like, oh, shiver me timbers. That was a lot of interfacing. That is a commitment. Hence why I never did it in my factory, because that's just a whole other step. People were already like, $60 for a bag. I'm like, yeah, it's 2 layers of fabric and 1 layer of interfacing. It's a 3-layer thing. So yeah, it's $60. It was more than that usually. Yeah, I think it's funny because I think there are a lot of people who really love it when they give you just the measurements for the pattern pieces. When they're not curves like this, you know. I don't like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just, I think, just such a pattern drafter at heart and so visual that I don't want to just start cutting in the middle of the fabric, you know, just in case. Just finished your Friday. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about having some evening live streams and making that this week. I totally forgot. I have them set aside. I normally would never use a rotary knife to cut out pattern pieces, by the way. 2 more. I already spent all the noisy part of just taping the paper to it. I actually hate using a ruler with my rotary knife too. Does it creep any of you out? Because it creeps me out. Oh, all right, Terry, no worries. Errands today, huh? I could use more conditioner. Could you help me out with that? Oh, actually, never. I found a bottle under the sink. We're good. Hi, Aussie Chic. How's it going? Yeah, you cut out the rectangle meaning on paper. Yeah. That was my friend who has the bag making business. Her name is Maria. So maybe I should just call her by her name. But when I gave her one of my patterns to test, that was her feedback. She goes, I just really wish this was just all measurements so I could cut it out. And I was like, really? You're one of those? All right. That was the last one. Yeah, exactly, Shem. That's me too. It's just, I think it's just like a learning thing. You know, we all learn and do things differently. All right. So this is I'm going to get a visual here. So this is the main bag. So here's the bag size. All right. Here is the main pocket. So this must go here. Bottom panel. All right. Bottom support. This is stabilizer. So this must be foam, and it does have the seam allowances cut away. Top panel. What does top panel mean? This edge will be along the zipper. Oh, this is the baffle. Okay. Side panel. So this must be the end of the bag. And then the side pocket. Oh, so there's a pocket on the end here. All right. So there's no interior pockets. So there's connectors and a handle and a strap. So I think we're good to go. Is this the only thing I need out of the stabilizer? Really? Okay, see you, Libby. Have fun. Yeah, quilting rulers, you're right, are so much better. And if you are using, like, if you have to cut out your pieces, I do recommend getting the thicker rulers. I agree. I have a few, but not very many. Okay. So, oh, this says foam. Okay, what I don't understand is how this says stabilizer, this says foam interfacing, and there's woven interfacing. So stabilizer and foam interfacing. So it takes 1 yard of exterior fabric, 2 yards of quilting weight, lining fabric. I think that's because of the straps. 1 yard of foam interfacing, 6 yards of the woven interfacing, and then a quarter of fusible heavy stabilizer Pelon Peltex. Oh, okay. Well, I have that. I have that stuff. So the foam is different than the stabilizer. All right. Well, I have some. I still have lots of this stuff. Let's see if this piece will be big enough. This piece is not big enough. That's okay. I have a whole roll of it right over there. All right. Okay. Okay, so I have my Peltex too. We're good. Is that just for that piece right there? Okay, just for the bottom. I really cut off a huge chunk of this stuff. I'm not of that mindset that the bottom has to be really, really strong. I think it helps a lot. It's not always what helps keep the bag like nice and shaped though. You know what I mean? All right, so this is this piece right here. I'm gonna get everything. So this is the next thing I like to do when I have these patterns that have multiple fabrics, is that I'm going to go, so there's main fabric, lining. I'm going to do just the letters here. And I always color code. This is like, yeah, I know this is extra. Foam and interfacing. This one gets all 4. This one here, main, 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 not, yep, main, main. And those say lining, but I'm kind of suspicious of that. So we might change that. Lining, 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 interfacing, interfacing. There's a lining pocket panel. I'm wrong. So there is a pocket panel. Full top edge under. Oh, you go up to here. Okay, so this pattern serves as 2 different patterns. So we have interfacing and lining, and then lining, interfacing, main, and we have the foam. So we have L and whoops, L and I here, and then this one gets all of them. L. This is a little extra. I never do the letters, but I'm gonna do it. All right, this one here just needs the interfacing, and this is same thing. This one also gets the foam. This one gets everything. Okay. Yeah, the bottom should be stronger. Bottom like Decoville, just to keep the bottom from sagging too much. Oh, you mean when it hangs below like that? Yeah, that's when we put way too much in bags. Totally. Yeah, usually I want you to know this is how I would usually do it. 2, lining. This is how I would do it. I wouldn't do that whole thing. 2, interfacing. 2, interfacing. And then 2, lining. This is how I'd do it. Because I still have to figure out the numbers there. This is better. And then this also, this is the long strap. So I actually think, I'm not sure what connectors are. Are the connectors, I think the connectors are the lower strap right here. So if you want to get away with not doing these D-ring or these rectangle loops, you can just make this strap all one, because this is a handle. It doesn't need that. You could just stop sewing right there and it would pivot and move. Then you don't have to have these 4 rectangles. That's one thing to say, so save yourself. And then, so that's what this is. So I think all of this right here, handles, connectors, and strap, this is all going to be in my contrast denim right here. Like this. That's that. And so now we have this down. So maybe if our foam is, let's do our foam and get those pieces out of the way, because it's only these right here, right? We'll get this out of the way, and then we'll be down to the outer and lining fabric. Okay, I think we got this. Yes, what is riveted is the connector. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you could actually just skip the rectangle loops and make that all as one piece. I used to do that on my project bag. Hardware can really make your bag heavy, so if you're using like a canvas, then the hardware is such a nice touch. That's the thing, is the hardware is such a nice touch, you know? I don't think I'm going to have trouble remembering what this piece is. All right, so I got my stabilizer. I'll start putting my pattern pieces in here. I think I'm going to get my clips out. I think the clips will be really handy today. Where are those things? We don't use these very often. Okay. Let's get rid of these foam pieces. And get rid of this. Oh, I see. I'm like, there's something going on here. Interesting. So it's like a laminated 3-layer foam. So then you have this, you have this like fabric surface here. Are these wrinkles an issue? Should I work around those? Never use this stuff, you guys. You gotta help me out. Two foam, two foam, two foam. Right, so I know. Bags get so heavy. I would have people call me and say, or not call me, but contact me. And they're like, my bag, what would happen? Something would start pulling out. And then I would be like, really? And then I'd find out that they had their laptop, their iPad, their phone, and no knitting project. I'm like, it's a yarn bag. And it was so funny. They were like, oh, good point. I'm like, yeah, we're not, you know, you sound like you need a purse. I was always trying to be nice, but I was like, it's a yarn bag, you know. Use a press and iron them out. Okay. You use this for bins? Oh, interesting. Okay. It should be fine. All right. Okay, cool. I can cut it first then. All right. This is so fun. I love that you all know more than me about this. This is great. Maybe I can do... There's no grain line to it, right? Yeah, I kind of liked this better. All right. See, there's no way I would want to put this piece on the fold, on the foam, you know? Cut one layer at a time. Thank you for saying that. All right, I will cut one layer at a time. That means I'm going to line it up to their edge then. Is that all right? Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. It should be noted that Swoon recommends that you draw your pattern pieces onto your fabric. So, and I respect that, you know. I'm not going to, only because my experience with doing that sometimes is that the ink can show through your fabric if you don't perfectly cut it off. And I feel I'm pretty good with cutting around pattern pieces. So. Yeah, the glue. I totally get you, Shim. I would get suggestions from people on how to make my bags all the time. This is when I want to put the upside down face emoji in the chat. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't do, like, they just didn't understand how expensive it would be. There's a reason, you know, Swoon's making patterns for sale. They can have so much more fun designing bags that they don't have to manufacture them, you know? Not to mention, oh boy, not to mention finding a wholesale source that's reliable and acts like the same stuff. That was a big deal. Finding my stiffener as a wholesale source, plus it was 44 inches wide. Not that measly 20 you get in the store, you know? All right, so these two, we'll iron those later. You love the sound of the, I know, that's how I feel about stiffener. Is it expensive? Oh. Yeah, I think this bag was probably a tidy sum, you know? Someone was saying they're going to make this as a gift. That'd be a very nice gift. ASMR. Well, I was thinking about doing like ironing all the woven interfacing. I was like, that's going to be some ASMR. I was going to get my ironing board out too, you know? Set up and just do the whole shebang. But if you guys are like, no, please don't do that. Just cut out the pieces and iron them off camera. I can do that too. Bosol. Cool. Right, Shem? Got two foam. It won't fit there. Come on, work with me. Work with me. No, don't touch that, please. Yeah, you're not gonna work with me. Got it. I kind of want to avoid the wrinkle as much as possible. You know, I could get it right here and be outside this wrinkle. Always a good thing, right? I'm glad I did one layer at a time. Thanks for that tip. You are absolutely correct. One of the best things that ever happened to my little factory when I had it wasn't when I found someone to sew all of our easy things, because that was actually really nice because they could do bigger quantities, right? They could just knock out a bunch of notions cases and doubles and a couple other things, right? It was the fact that they would cut all of our vinyl and our stiffener for us for the year. It was awesome. Cutting layers and layers of stiffener, we had to do that with a rotary knife, and you can pretty much only cut 8 layers accurately, but you also do so at risk to your hand health the health of your hands, you know? So it was really nice when they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna cut it for your stuff. We'll just cut more for you. And I was like, I'm down. It was huge. I'm gonna try and fold this against the wrinkles so that maybe I get new ones. We'll just relax it. All right. Put that by Jelly Bean over there. All right, so now we need these out of fabric. And we'll put these in the bin for now. Now that I like put the pieces the way they're gonna go, it makes sense. All right, so let's do this, these right here. So this strap, it's gonna do this. Like we're gonna have 6, ooh, do I have a long enough piece? Hope so. It's gonna be 4 layers. So that actually could, maybe that could have some interfacing. Snap, I didn't really wanna do that. Maybe if I saw the pattern, asked why I didn't buy the bag finished. Right? You're like, no, you. The year of the bag. Yeah, but as soon as you limit yourself, Shem, you'll want to do something else. I mean, that's what would happen to me. It's funny, I was just thinking, I think a lot about like, what am I best suited for lately? Like what would be because I just want to work. Like I just want to work. I would work for other people. Like I would just love to work, right? And I was thinking like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm a pattern drafter and I'm really fast at doing patterns, which is great. I can do grading and stuff, but I don't have computer software anymore, right? But you know what I really love? I love planning. I love planning things. And that's so like you thinking like, this is your year of the bag. I'm like, oh, I just love plan. I'm already thinking about like, oh, I still need to plan out a couple things for the fall and the winter for the guild. And I just can't wait to do it. I just love like logistics. I'm really good at logistics. Like if you were like, oh my gosh, we have no idea how we're gonna get these 3 things across the finish line in the amount of time we have, I'd be like, let me have it. Let me show you how to do it. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to limit yourself. Oh, I have 6 yards of that, sweet pea, right here. I'm going through my pile of batting sniffers now, and I lied. I didn't use the phone with the bin. I used it with something but what? You know you're a planner. I do know you're a planner, and you're a very visual planner. Yeah, I'm here for the year of the bag. All right, so these pieces here, because they are straps and handles, it will be okay if I interface them after I cut them out. You could use webbing, Susan. Absolutely, you could use webbing. And webbing is very, very affordable, and it's pre-made. You would need, I think, a 1.5 inch wide webbing to use the hardware they recommend. So if you don't want to use, if you want to use something like a 1 inch webbing, like I'm just throwing that out there just in case you're trying to use some of the things you already have, and if you have a 1 inch, you just need to switch your hardware to 1 inch as well. And then make sure that you need to, well, you don't even need to sew the strap holder thingies. So yeah. I used webbing at my business. I prefer a fabric strap, but it's a lot more work. Yeah, that is tough, sweet pea. I can actually know what you mean by that. You started knitting a baby sweater from the top and it looks so tiny. Oh, 15. Oh, that's exciting. What's a typical, like, do you guys celebrate birthdays really big in Sweden, Malin? Is that a big deal? Or, because I know some places are just like, it's a very small thing. I feel like in America we overdo everything here. Yeah, me too, Shem. It's so funny because I don't know where I was listening to, and I was listening to like a news article last year, and they were talking about how in the San Francisco Bay, they were having a, I think it was a strike. I'm not sure if this was about the strike or not, but where all the shipping containers come in from China and places like that. And I know this very directly because where my husband works, they had containers of product sitting at the shipyard for months that they couldn't get. And so they couldn't fulfill orders, which was a huge bad thing for them, right? Because some of the big clients that they have, like really big clients like REI and Amazon and stuff like that, they will cancel their order if they don't get it by a certain time because they've geared up for some sort of like event, like back to school or something like that, right? And so they started talking in this article about how many of those shipping containers come in, and they stack them up in the shipyard, and it has to be stacked in a way where it's like, okay, that one can get to its truck to go out to these people. And I just was instantly like, okay, can we just stop talking about this whole issue surrounding the thing, and can we just talk about how they do that? That's all I wanted to know at that point. I was so into it. And I started like Googling like logistics and shipyards and stuff like that. I was like, okay, Saremy. Hi, Chantel. How's it going? Hey, Randa. How's it going? Where do you all buy your webbing from? What kind are you looking for? Cotton or nylon? Hey, Justine. Overdue birthdays. Who, us? All right, sorry. Let me focus here. All right, I'm hesitating because this piece is supposed to be 60 inches long, and I do not have a 60-inch piece of fabric. So let me show you a trick. We are going to splice it with a diagonal line. That way you're going to offset the thickness when it is sewn together, and it'll still glide through straps and things. Stick with me, kids. All right, so I put this on the fold. It's a very long piece. I didn't want to take a piece of paper that long. And so we're going to, actually what we need to do is we're going to cut this fabric so that both pieces are either right side up or wrong side up. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, that was, I guess, not going to just rip. All right. You just need them to be the same for this to work. All right. So just put your fabric either both of them right side up or both of them wrong side down, just the same direction. And then now we're going to cut this at an angle. I'm just going to make the angle kind of split the difference here. Do I want to do that? Maybe I just want to, I'm just going to make it a little bit. So I'm going to put a 45-degree angle on this piece here, and I'm going to come out a little bit, this edge here. Just, I'm going to make it a little longer because I'm going to piece it together. So we're just going to cut this like this. And now we're going to cut out our piece. I need another weight. Here we go. So just cut your piece of fabric with a 45-degree angle. And when we piece it together, because of the angle, it won't be really bulky when we go to sew it together or when we put it through straps. It'll still slide through the straps because the bulk of the seam will be evenly distributed. Okay. Christmas pie just began. Oh, goodness. You celebrated more when the kids are small at parties. Yeah. That sounds nice. That sounds about what we do. Yeah, like bias binding, when you're piecing bias binding, because now what you can do, see how this works is, because they're both right side up, they'll piece together perfectly. See that? All right, so this is our strap, and we just need this in the interfacing. We're going to put this piece away. I think the thing for Halloween now is getting really big here. You know? This is the strap, so we need that. I was about to use that. Okay. So we need 2 and 2 of these. So we'll just put this like this. So it's the perfect amount of denim left over. I remember being kind of disappointed that I had this much left, you know? Oh, this is kind of big. It's kind of a disappointment that doesn't work, right? Sorry, it's such dark fabric. It looks really good in person, and I know you're just taking my word for it. I'm just tidying up my scraps here. And I'm going to pull this over like that so that I'm not cutting it like, you know, leaving a weird piece down the center. Apple pie. Strawberry cake is common in summer. Chocolate sticky cake. What makes it sticky? Ooh. Interesting. My favorite to this day is still ice cream cake. I love ice cream cake. And there's pretty much like one place that everyone knows to get it. It's probably in America. It's Baskin Robbins. I've made one before, and it's actually really easy. So if you're interested in making a ice cream cake, I highly recommend doing it. It's really not hard. I was kind of shocked. I was like, okay, this tastes so much better. And our friends owned a ice cream shop and made the ice cream there, all from local and seasonal stuff. It was amazing. So that was always a nice treat. All right, so now we just need to interface all these. Again, I really probably don't need these pattern pieces. I know exactly what they are. We'll just set them aside and try to keep them straight. So all that needs to be interfaced. All this can go away. Now we're on to the actual fun stuff. Except that we need interfacing in that. All right, so I just want to get take a gander here on how these are going to lay out, right? Because I need I only need 1 of this. I need 2 of this. I need 2 of this. 2. And 2. All right. And it looks like, and then this right here also gets extra pocket lining, unless we want to put this on the inside, which would be a nice contrast. You're hungry now. I am kind of hungry. Mint chocolate ice cream. Yeah, that's my favorite. Wait, what? I was listening while Zoilo was watching. That's fine. Batch cut mini. Yeah, that's great. It's nice when you just have a project ready to go. The kids get pancake cake as a breakfast in bed kind of cake. Dutch whipped cream cake with jam. Ooh. Yeah, it's cake with, so you bake the cake and then like say it's a layered cake, 1 whole layer would be ice cream and then it's frosted. I'm not a big frosting fan though. So it's another reason why making your own ice cream cake is really awesome, because then you can put whatever frosting you want on it, and it has to be able to go in the freezer. I also love frozen cake, so that's another reason why I love ice cream cake. Those bunnies! Okay, so this is, yep, okay. So if I interface this fabric, you know, I just need to interface This is so much interfacing. I'm still like kind of blown away. Oh, they put the directions in here. Do you think this is a, do you think that this is a hint that I'm not following directions from hearts? This is what I do. Oh, I don't do the thin, damp press cloth. Do you guys do a thin, damp press cloth? I use steam. Chocolate lava cake. Ooh. So my daughter and I have a firm belief that pumpkin pie, when it comes around that time of year, you should eat as much of it as possible. Like not just on Thanksgiving, which is like traditionally when it's served in America is on Thanksgiving. And we love pumpkin pie. And so now she asks for that as her birthday cake, and I love it. So DQ. Oh, DQ probably we don't have those here. I forget about that. Yeah. Everyone has Dairy Queen. We started getting them in California, but I've just never been to one. And there was a Cold Stone here, but not anymore. Yeah, I think steam is enough too. All right. So I just want to know, are the pattern pieces, oh, look at how nice Swoon is. They made it so the pieces fit inside the interfacing. You gotta love it. Okay, so we're gonna cut a piece that includes this one here. That piece, right? Okay, I'm just gonna cut it off. I'm gonna follow the grain line here so that it's straight. All right, and then I'm gonna cut off a piece that is the other pieces here. Right here. All right, and we're going to do the same for the lining. And I may have to cut another piece for the lining because of that pocket. Oh, yeah, pumpkin pie. We are making the baby Belle, wait, don't quote me. The Belle bag or Belle baby bag by Swoon Patterns. Oh, there's the strap right there. I just noticed that. Yeah, so one of my favorite things where we used to live was these pumpkin empanadas. So basically, pumpkin pasties. They're so good. All right. How are you down? You guys down for some iron? Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so much iron. Blah, blah, blah. Boy. So I have a bit of this left over since I used a contrast. This was going to be the strap and the binding, so I'm kind of glad we changed, you know. I'm going to cut off this fabric here. All right. Maybe I'll just set up right here. Think I can just put my ironing board on the table? Ooh, will it lay flat? Let's see. Let's prepare for that. That's what you get living with me, man. I just throw things everywhere. Oh, we also need iron interfacing for our straps and things. Okay. Okay. That'll work. We'll do that. I never made a replacement cover for my ironing board at work. Kind of a bummer. All right, well, if you're watching this as a recording, I would fast forward to the cutting part if that's what you're really interested in, just personally speaking. Wait, what, Terry? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to interface the fabric before I cut it out. Just because... Wait, this is the leftover piece, isn't it? Here's my pieces right here. That's funny. That wasn't funny, actually. I feel like this is such a good example of why I didn't do this in my business. It's just a lot of work. We didn't iron anything. All right. Let's see if I can get my iron over here now. Okay, I think that's long enough. Yeah. I'm definitely doing this. That's why I joked it's going to be a ASMR ironing stream today. We'll just hang out, talk about things. What are you guys doing these days? What are you guys making? Entertain me. What are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you watching on YouTube? What's happened to the iron cam is just not big enough. That felt pad is just too small, Michelle. Plus, I'd have no face cam. I like to connect with you. Hi, Alex. How's it going? Alex, are you the Alex that got married this summer? You finished a bag last night, and now you're planning your next... What are you planning? Do you have something in mind? Are any of you planning, like, any sewing for the upcoming season change? All right. Simplicity 1916. What is that? What is that? You're in a critical role. You and Anna both. I just started watching the How to Play D&D YouTube series by them. And then Anna posted in the guild. Wait, not Anna. I think that was Randa. Wait, who posted that? Was that Randa? That posted the B&B, the D&D B&B. Clothing makers, bag making, quilters. Nice. That's what I did. That's how I listened or read all the Harry Potter books. Breastfeeding. Making an Etta dress by Merchant and Mills in a lush linen. Ooh, that sounds really nice. Oh, Danielle, that's right. That's who it was. It was Danielle who posted that. Yeah. The King's Affection on Netflix, the Korean love story. Clothing details are awesome. Had so much fun watching. Oh. That's, Harry, that's great. You have like a rotation thing. Ow. What was that? Something bit me. Felt like it. Okay. So I think I would like to make some placemats because, okay, so don't get me wrong, but I feel like placemats are one of those things that grannies have, right? Like your grandma had on the table. And so I'm like, I don't really want to have placemats. You know, I'm already doing this thing that people only think grannies do, just like knitting, right? And then I was like, whatever, I don't care what people think. So where's the end of this? Okay. We have a picnic table, and I love sitting outside. I eat almost every meal outside when I'm at home. And the picnic table would be really nice with some placemats. Same with our table in the house because it needs to be refinished. It's an antique, and it needs to be refinished because when we moved here, when it was in the U-Haul van, which is like a moving truck, it was so hot in the truck that some of the varnish or stain on the table, it became gooey. And the blanket that was wrapped around our table adhered to it. The like wool felt blanket or whatever it is, recycled fabric, you know. So the table needs to be refinished, so I use tablecloths. But like placemats are kind of nice to be able to see the wood table, you know. So I've been thinking about doing that. Anyway. 528 4-inch quilt blocks. Heidi, what's that for? Oh, it's a crossover knit top. Practicing your sleeve making skills. Nice. That's awesome, Justine. I'm glad. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling, Mullen. I really want to do some. That's why I'm going to do that assembly line coat this month. Your wife insists on placement. There's the vinyl tablecloth. Yeah, see, I think I need some. I think that would be kind of a fun little project, too. What is that? What is that? Oh, that might be my iron that did that. I'll have to cut around that. All right, let's do this one. See, I cleaned my iron yesterday, and so it's a little funny right now. It's like smoking. Oh, a placemat with a cork bottom. So, Randa, you know the cork people use in bag making? Would that be the same kind of cork? Would that work that way? I think I wouldn't use cork. If I had to protect the table from heat, I'd probably use, what's that stuff called? The stuff for oven mitts. What's that stuff called? The heck? Insulbright. Insulbright. You know? Yeah, I'm kind of liking this placemat idea. So this is really funny because I put a couple of little red placemats on the table and they were actually Christmas ones. So if you would have flipped it, they were the underside to some Christmas ones that were handmade by somebody, and we have no idea. Maybe my mom knows who made them. I don't know. They survived the fire, though, because she had just given them to me. She was like, I never used these, and they're in the family. Maybe my grandma made them. Maybe my mom made them. I don't remember. But anyway, they're Christmassy, and I don't put Christmas stuff out like that, you know? Like, we just put lights up and stuff. And so, but I was like, oh, this is such a cute little red floral. So I put it on there. And Cricket was visiting, and she was like, what the heck? Those are Christmas. She totally outed me. I'm like, shush. So I clearly need some placemats. Wrap and zap. Yeah, so Insulbright is that stuff. You're making a quilt for your queen size bed with all those 4-inch squares? Oh my gosh. That sounds amazing. Hi, Pam. You can buy that would affect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that I have some here. It's got like a metal in it. Yeah, so Randa, I think that's a good question to actually look into, because there's different kinds of heat things, right? There's things that, oh, this is like way down here. There's things to protect your hand. There's things that are allowed to be in the microwave, right? And those are very, very different things. You can't put Insulbright in the microwave, in other words. So yeah. I don't know if Insulbright, actually it could be good, because what I'm thinking of is transference. So Insulbright, if it's protecting your hand, it's going to protect your table because it's not going to transfer heat to you. So whereas something like the microwavable neck wraps, which have to be, we all know, natural fiber, you want the heat to get to the person, and you're like microwaving rice, you know, so that's a totally different thing. Dart equivalents. Oh, cool, Susan. That sounds fun. Yeah, there's tucks and pleats. Yeah. Yes, user Insulbright is correct. Wrap and zap. Yeah, that's the name of the thing, though, Terry. I think you're right. The name of the item you can make using Insulbright. Let's look at the back side here, make sure it's all fused. Look at that. We're already halfway. It's not so painful hanging out with me, is it? That's fine, Terry. Your typing looks great. Trust me, I know that pain of the keyboard, because my keyboard here is so inaccurate, it's frightening. Okay, one more. Yeah, do you have something you could test it on? I mean, you could just test it, and then you don't have to test it on your table. You know, you could test it on your hand and see how it feels. Because you're not talking about putting a boiling pot of stew on your table, right? You'd use probably a trivet for something like that. You're just talking about your plates, right? Or microwaved, maybe, a microwaved plate. And if that's the case, then yeah, I think that Insulbright would be great. No wrinkles, please. We just say no to wrinkles here. Is that a little too bright for you guys? I'm a granny and you're the one. No offense, I love grannies. You know what? And you know, the thing is, like, stereotypes, sometimes they're okay. Proud grannies, right? I'm going to make placemats. Whoops, whoops, whoops. No, no, don't do that, please. Thank you. Oh, okay. Aisha, yeah, I think Aisha's right. Yeah. See, that's exactly the kind of distinction I'm talking about. Thank you, Aisha. Hopefully Susan didn't mean to say I resent that remark. I hope you didn't. I'm sorry if I insulted you. I feel like as a knitter, you know, I was a knitter in my 20s even, my late 20s, I think. And even then, I was just like so tired of all the granny remarks, you know. I'm just like, it's knitting. Oh, Pam, I think you're right. It would be good on a walker. Well, it depends on what you need on a walker, but the stroller clips could be really helpful for that. So there's a pattern included so that you can attach the bag to a handle like a stroller or a walker. Maybe even a wheelchair. That could work. And horse, use placemats. All right, maybe it's my own bias. I'm the one in the wrong here, I'm realizing. I've been outed. Okay. So you know what was really nice is that Swoon Patterns actually contacted me in my Instagram DMs and was like, hey, you know, we have an affiliate program if you want to join it just in case anybody buys the pattern. I thought that was so nice of them. I didn't do it. It's totally fine. I just don't feel like, I don't know. I just don't feel like doing that. But I thought that was really nice. It just makes me feel good when people are just like supportive and they just know that I'm here to help. Yeah, exactly, Alex. Exactly. I was always like, I'm a knitter, obviously, and I am the age I am. So what does it have to do with age? I also, you know, like candy in my pocket. I am so that person. In fact, the other day, for all the black licorice lovers out there, I just got a new shipment of black licorice. I don't know how this happened because do you ever put candy in your pocket and you know how many you have in there? You know, because you can't wait to eat the next one, right? And so I forgot one of my licorices. I'll show you what it looked like. This is my absolute favorite one right here. It looks like a piece of chalk. And see on the inside, it has this thin black licorice just under the surface. And I left one of those in my pocket. It went through the laundry, and get this, it went through the laundry the whole way. Sorry, I had to eat that. The dryer melted it to my pocket. It was on the Tanya culottes, which were a rayon, and it fused the pocket together so stiffly, it was like it became paper, which rayon is, you know, made from a wood pulp, right? Theoretically. Not theoretically, but whatever. So I tried to pull it apart. I was just like, huh, and it just felt like I could. So I just experimented, immediately ripped my fabric. So don't put that in your pocket. Like it full on put a hole in my pocket because of the fact that it became like glue. It became like glue. And the first thing I thought of was like, how did I forget to eat this? Like, I know exactly how many of those are in my pocket all the time. I would have totally eaten that. I am going to so be that person that has candy in their pocket when I'm old. That really, Chantel? Are you kidding? You're just teasing me. No shade though. I feel like you would make an amazing granny. I had a lot of trouble becoming a mom. Like, it was a really hard emotional thing for me. I am really, really good with kids, but I'm also really, really good with not having small kids in the house. So, yeah, I don't know how good I'd be. There isn't really a, it'll be a while if it does happen for me. My mom's a good grandma. I swear, my mom is so young at heart, and she always has been. She was so great working in a public school with kids, and she was the school nurse. And she was just the perfect person to be the school nurse for kids. Like, she really connected with them, and she was so fun with them. You know, I mean, she's just a big kid herself, you know, and I'm sure, like, all those kids she had to give, like, insulin shots or whatever, to, they just loved her, you know. Really? That is so funny. Elderly people use tablecloths. I use those, too. I like tablecloths, but it seems like I never have the right size. And tablecloths are actually, if you get a sewn tablecloth as a gift, that's a nice gift. It's a lot of fabric and it's kind of hard to keep them like squared and all that, you know? All right, so all we have left are these pieces in the interfacing. So what we could do is maybe cut these out, interface these, and then we'll, oops. The microphone is heavier than my dress. So, okay, so we're going to cut these out because I didn't block fuse these. Gonna push this a little further. But by the way, this is the absolute best fabric ever. Mine is very old and tired and look, it's stained, but it's pattern pieces and I just love it and I really wish I had more of it, you know? Just love it. I have a little shirt out of it too, and it was used when I made, I like used used fabric to make the shirt and the ironing board cover because I love it so much. I should go to that website Feel Good Fibers and see if anybody has destashed some. I would love some more. Oops. All right, here's one. Okay. The good news is all the interface or all the ironing will be done, and I love that because that is kind of a bummer sometimes after a stream and I have to do a lot of that. I like everything to be done on camera. Because it has to get done either way, you know? Okay. That one, and then we just have these guys here. Let's see if I can line it up to the, let's iron this piece here. This is kind of handy having the iron right here. This is an interesting setup actually. I wouldn't mind my ironing board being right here actually. That would be kind of handy. It wouldn't work for the camera, but I'm just thinking of, I'm always thinking of like, what would be useful in a sewing studio space? I didn't go to Montessori. I didn't even hear about that, about Montessori until I was a lot older. Libby, though, she worked for years at, not Montessori, but Waldorf. She already left today, but she did that for a long time. All right, let's see if we can. Well, I am here to say that 6 yards of this is probably pretty accurate, especially if you block fuse. Just so as you know. I remember how I learned to knit. I was kind of forced by a friend. She just wanted someone to knit with. I always went along with whatever she wanted eventually. That friend that's very persuasive always has to have their way, but you'd never know that of them, you know? Because it's pretty benign what they want. Okay. So let's iron all this. Get all of this out of the way. And then we're going to cut out the rest of our pieces. What are we stuck on? There we go. I didn't even know my grandmother knit until a really long time after she passed away. And my mom gave me all of her knitting needles and all this. I was like, what the heck? I had no clue. She had circulars, the ancient circulars. She had a really cool pocket organizer for her needles. It was like a book, and each page was a pocket to hold a pair of needles. And I tried copying it in fabric, but the thing is, unless you're using a fabric like vinyl, you have to make it 3 layers to make it stiff and finished. The edge is finished, right? With vinyl, you can kind of get away with it because 1 layer of vinyl is stiff enough that you can kind of skip, you know, any other layers, right? So I think I finally did sell that little booklet because I just couldn't get it to, it was just too much work. But it was the inspiration for my accordion needle case. And that was an amazing little knitting organizer. I liked that one a lot. Yeah, right, Justine? Well, I obviously it's more wasteful to batch cut it, and I am being a little bit liberal. I will admit, like, I'm sure it's horrifying to see me batch fusing, is what I mean to say. Because I probably would, if I were off camera and I had more time to kind of really focus on it, I would probably make sure I wasn't batch fusing more than I needed to. And then I would probably resort to just doing each piece because I hate wasting that stuff, you know. And once it's, oh, this one's, oh shoot, look at that. Look at that. I did that upside down. I haven't done that in a while. Thankfully, I was only positioning it. It's not quite glued yet. I iron the whole piece, get the interfacing on there, and then I go back and really fuse it on there. But I think that I'll have a little bit of waste, Justine, you know, so that fabric will be fused with that stuff. I don't think it'll be bad, but it's something to consider. I have one cast on, Michelle. I have a sweater cast on that I want to replace another sweater that I knit, but I haven't worked on it. I have been working on the Marsh, I keep calling it that, March top, the one I am embroidering with green embroidery floss. I've actually been making really good headway on that. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, if I were flying somewhere, I would absolutely pick out a knitting project and bring it. Yeah, that's just like the only way to go for me. I have to have my hands busy, stuff like that, you know? I enjoy that. I would be like, that would be awesome. Watch a movie, knit on the plane. Can't do anything else. That sounds great. Love that. And see, this is the thing is, like, I love knitting. I don't do it just because I don't need any more knitted things. I was knitting a sweater a month, you know? Even, or maybe even every 2 months, you know? But that's just a lot. A lot of sweaters. It's just too hot here, even in the winter. I would much rather get a lot of use out of the ones I have, but now my sweaters are feeling a little dated. I'm wanting some different silhouettes because of trends and what clothes I wear. So it is kind of a bummer. I would like more hand knit sweaters. They confiscate your needles there, Chantel? Really? I thought they stopped doing that a long time ago. The only thing I've ever had confiscated was a little pair of scissors when I was leaving Australia going to New Zealand. I got into Australia just fine with them. I couldn't leave with them. Didn't make any sense. But we all have those stories, and now my chat's probably going to be filled with everybody's airplane stories. All right, I just have this one here. One more piece to fuse. In March, you're going to a spinning retreat. Ooh, where's that at? That sounds nice. That's not Madrona, is it? Or it's not called Madrona. Red Alder Fiber Arts. There's a fall fiber, is that what it's called? Fiber fair? I think it's a fiber, technically a fiber fair, festival or something like that. I might go to it. It's in Dixon, California, so it's kind of in like a farmy area in not Central California, but it's like just outside the Bay Area, between here and the Bay Area. It's called Lambtown. It's actually a pretty decent little fair, and I have a friend that wants to go, so I said I'd go with her. Last time I was there, I was vending. You had trouble with crochet? What the heck? Oh my gosh. You're still, I just finished, Shem. I just finished all the fusing, so we're done with that. Okay, so we have all of our straps here, so we're going to put these in the bin. Put the fusible that I have left there, and I feel like I'm going to check this over. I just saw a loose piece here, like right here. I can always fuse my pieces better, so that's what I think I'll do. Oh, that reminds me. Are any of you interested in making the a bomber jacket? Well, it's out of left field, but I bought the Amelia bomber jacket by Wardrobe by Me like last winter, and I have some fabric here that I'd like to make it out of. So I might do that. Hey, Fiona. Fiona's here and she's already retracting messages. This is the short, the long one, and this is the short one. Look at these stains though. What is that? So I think I'm going to cut these two apart. Like that. Oh, Adina! Adina, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, so this is the longer one, this is the shorter one. Where's this longer one here? Let's see if I can get 4 layers. What do you think of that? That's fine, you can retract. Yeah, so I bought this fabric from Fabric Godmother. This is it right here. I have way too much, but I bought this reversible quilted stuff. And check this out. I bought this stretch poplin from a Needle Sharp when Needle Sharp was selling extra fabric, and just all of a sudden the other day these two got close to each other and they looked so good. So I know they don't look that great on camera though. So that's what I was thinking of doing for the lining. I don't know. What punctured the skin? Oh, I missed it. Bomber jacket. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad you guys are interested. Sydney! Well, you're spelling, I missed what you did. Oof. But it sounds terrible. No, it's only 88. Not bad. It's supposed to be really hot this weekend. They keep talking about it. So I'm a little worried. Oh, sitting on knitting needles. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I do have a funny story about sitting on a fork. That if my mom were here, she'd be like, she better tell the story about the fork. Oh. Ooh, that that sounds very ouchy. Okay, we just need one of those. All right, so let's think about direction. This is a directional fabric, and so this is the side pocket. So we definitely want to make sure that we respect that. Yeah, I think it's this weekend. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. This is, oh, the Amelia Bomber by Wardrobe by Me patterns. But I imagine people got the one from, I know a lot of you are in the Cashmerette community. So you could probably use that one, I'm assuming. I really would like to get one right here, but it's just not going to happen. This better be enough. I better have fused enough. Because it's looking suspicious that I didn't. Where's my other pink layer? Oh, it's there. Oh, I didn't cut a long enough piece for the pink. All right, that's fine. We can cut that and fuse it later. All right, so let's just make sure that we have all fused layers here. Yeah, it's supposed to be 110. I saw that. I'm going to line up the fusing. Make sure all the bunnies are right side up. Oh, from one of the big four. Yeah, I imagine Style Arc has one. They seem like they would have one, don't you think? Okay, so we have this one. Let's see, we have this all lined up. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so we can get all the way up to there. We have that. Here's where my lining ends. We have this. I kind of liked this curved piece. These are all cut to, we need more lining because of this one here. We don't want that one on here. We need 2 of these. Cut 8 woven interfacing. What? Wait, what? Cut 6 lining. What's going on with this? Is this because you line the exterior pocket and then there is an interior pocket? Okay, let's have a little talk about pockets. Because too many pockets, when you have too many pockets, you end up not being able to put things in your bag. Okay, Adina. Sounds good. Thanks. All right, so I'm gonna go with the curve being down because if this is the zipper edge, that means my bunnies will be right side up going away from the zipper. They line the pockets? Okay. That must be why I need 8 of those because that kind of escaped my radar. All right, here we go. I'm really glad I made pattern pieces, like full pattern pieces. You know what I mean, jelly beans? Cut 2 and 2. All right, this one's done. We'll just clip them. I think I know how this goes, but we're gonna keep all our pieces together. Use it as lining fabric and outer fabric each pocket. Does it add up? That would add up. That's why I was thinking that's what it was, you know? All right, so this is 2 exterior, 2 lining, 2 foam, check, 4 woven interfacing, and then 4 more lining. But that's the pocket. So if you want your pocket to be in lining on the inside, right? No, I don't think so. What is that? So there is a outer pocket. Oh, never mind, I get it. So that's why. I forgot, yeah, that it goes to that line. All right. So there's this, but we also need this for the interior pockets. Yeah, that doesn't sound good, Chantel. All right, let's see. Did I cut down through here? I did. Bummer. If you're smart and you don't cut down into your fabric, you could use this straight edge for this piece here. But I didn't think ahead. Cut 2 and 2. All right. It's really funny because when I was doing all the pants stuff, I kept wearing a dress to work, which is just kind of the thing I do. I just wear a dress. They're comfortable. But then I would cut and sew a pants thing, and I would have to show it in the little video. And every day I was like, you're wearing undershorts. So I had to bring like some undergarments so I could wear those. All right, this time I can use this line here. 2 exteriors, 6 lining. All right, so we still need some of that woven interfacing. So we're probably going to use all of it. So that's 2 and 2. I need 6 lining. Okay. That's right. That's why this worked. That's why this worked. Make sure there's no cuts through this edge here. Nope. 2 and 2, 2. Okay. So we just need the bottom piece and these extra pocket pieces and the main pocket piece. Okay, so this one's done. We got foam as well. When sleeping over unexpectedly. In your diaper bag. Yeah, that's exactly it. One of my bag making policies is that you should always use a lighter color for the lining so it's easier to see on the inside. And I did have customers that noticed that I did that. It was rare we didn't use a really light lining. It just helps when you're trying to find something at the bottom. All right, so this one here is done. So we can clip this and put it away. All right, so now we need 1 exterior and 1 lining of this. We need 2 or 4 lining like this, okay? You might be able to get some of your straps right here. All right. Let's see what we have. Okay, this isn't interfaced, so we're gonna put that aside. And this one's not interfaced. Oh, that's smart, Chantel. A little clip-on light. Okay, we need 1 of those. And that fits. So the only thing I didn't take into account was this, and we knew we were going to have to cut for this one. All right, not bad. I'm wondering if I could get better yield here by using, I feel like I would get a better yield using this piece. No, I won't. Oh well. It's just awkward no matter what. All right, so we're gonna get our 2 bottom pieces here. If you make your pattern pieces and also put them like this on the fold, you could probably really plan your fabric out and save a little bit, I think. Put this in the mulch mat bin. All right, so this is done. And it goes with that foam piece. All right, so this is pretty much fabric except for here and here. We'll just set that aside. All right, this is all we have left is lining in these 2. I'll take this off. So we need lining for both of these. And then we're done. I feel like I should block fuse this too so that I don't change any kind of interfacing, you know, I'm sorry, shrinkage. I'm more worried about the shrinkage. I'm thinking and talking. Sometimes doesn't work. Okay, these are ready. So we need 4 like this. Oh, this is 2 layers. Okay. 2. Can I fit that across? I don't think I can with the interfacing, though, is the only problem. Ooh, they fit there. Okay. So if I do that twice, I would be done with this. I need 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. And then where's that interfacing piece? Maybe this can go, maybe not. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough interfacing. 4 woven interfacing, 4, and I need 4. I have more though, it's okay. I'm trying to see, what do I have here? Because I may have enough if I reconfigure it differently. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I still need 4 of this. Well, Justine, I ran out. So I did have the 6 yards. I need 4 of these. Boy. Okay. 4 of those. And then I need 4 more of this. That doesn't fit. Maybe it'll fit this way. It's going to be good enough because this is how it'll work. It'll be 2 like this and 2 like that. All right, that's all of the fabric I had left. That and this piece here, and then a little really cute scrap of this. You know, Justine, it depends. What's your outer fabric made of? What are your fabrics? Are either of them not quilting cotton? Like, are they a heavier fabric? Because you might be able to skip it. And you have to remember, like, all of this right here didn't get used. So surface area wise, I think there's enough. So, you know, Justine, if you don't block fuse, you're going to have enough, most likely. I do, Heidi. Yeah. I think if you use an outer fabric that's a canvas, and then if you want to fuse your lining, go for it. But there is the foam already. They're both quilting cotton. So what I would do is just not block fuse. There's not a cutting layout in there, so you are going to have to lay out a lot of stuff to figure out if you're going to make it. I'm not trying to laugh at you, but I'm just picturing 6 yards of interfacing winding through your whole house. So, trust me, I used to iron when sometimes our vendor wouldn't let me buy fabric on a roll. And we were buying 90 yards at a time. And so we would have that crease down the middle, you know, of a bolt. Oh, I could use one of those. And so I would sometimes iron that crease down the middle of the bolt. Factories won't let you send them bolts of fabric. So when I started using a factory and they were just like, you know, why isn't it on a roll? And I'm like, yeah, that's a great question. I'm sorry. All right, that goes over there. I had to stand in the living room I had a whole method where I would put the bolt on a chair, so nothing would touch the ground. Yeah, I agree, Shem. Okay, so this right here, yeah, if you can fit the pattern pieces on there really nicely, plus you can share cutting lines, Justine. You know what I mean? Like, share the cutting line, then that way you don't have to cut twice. That's what I would do. Let's go to the iron cam. Where's my mouse? I'm literally thinking about that half a piece of licorice over there. See, I know I would have kept track of all of my licorice pieces. All right. I kind of want to see if this fits. You know, make sure it fits in this little area here and that one right there. I definitely am like playing a little bit of chicken here. I'll hang that off a little bit like this. Yeah, that's better. And put my chat on my phone so I can see you all. Just love this, getting these ads, you know, you just love them. Ooh, I think that's the one that Nancy's like, if I never see that ad again. Oh, I thought Shem said that. Terry said that. Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, it's exactly. You have to make quilting cotton. You have to do so much work to it to make it a suitable bag making fabric. But the thing is, there's so many cute fabrics in the quilting world. you know? And there's some cute canvases too. Skip ads. Okay. There's one. I tried to record myself making my second pair of pants from my pants fitting thing yesterday, and just about everything was a trial. So I did not record that. Oh my, no. Shut the front door, Malin. There's a licorice tasting thing. No. What does that mean? So Malin, Libby got that little package. You know, I posted all that stuff for free from my stash on in the guild. She picked the like bag of ribbons and all that and stuff, and I threw in there the really, really salty box from the gift that you sent me. She liked it. That's true, Shem. Yeah, there's some really good substrates for bag making in spoon flour. They have tastings? Oh my gosh. That sounds amazing. Oh, no, 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 no. What? Why is my iron doing this? Oh no, don't do that. We are having a little bit of a grouchy iron lately. Okay, so my last ones are the little pieces. So we have these, so we'll cut these really quick. That is so Scandinavian, and I love it. Yeah, Malin, Libby was there. She met Malin, and then Malin gave her a little gift box of licorice from the town she lives in. Like, they make it there. And look at the box is really cute. Where is it? It's right here. Oh, it's right up here. Look at this box. Isn't it adorable? That's where Malin lives. We just have nothing cute like that here. My gosh, I want to come. Icelandic, yes. That was the one thing when I was in Iceland. There was no shortage of licorice. But getting the locals to translate it for me, I don't know. They were a little bit like, you know. Icelanders really like chocolate with their licorice. That's what I learned. I actually had a trip planned to Sweden the summer after the panini happened. That summer. My husband had to go there for work, and I was like, he wanted to bring me, and I was like, yeah, I want to meet a couple people from my stream, so I'll come. It's the most affordable way for me to get to travel is if he is already going there on a trip, because we only have to pay for me. And then the panini happened, so I didn't get to go, and I didn't get to meet Malin. Oops. What happened here? I think that there's a little too much interfaced on this. Like, I do think I'll be like, ooh, this is going to be a little thick, you know? All right, so we just need these guys interfaced. So let's see what we have. We know how I feel about my current interfacing. Where is it? Is it like right here? I reorganized recently. I have a whole bolt of it. Don't I? Do you guys see where it is? Where is it? What the heck? I'm like so organized. It's got to be like right here. That's funny. Well, did I take it off of the bolt and put it in here? Well, I may have to sniff around for that. So it's on a trip. So it's gone wild. Look at them taste licorice. Yeah, I agree, Terry. Yeah, Shim, that sounds like a good little jaunt. That's how I got to go to Australia and New Zealand. I just need pieces for this right here. Okay, here's one. And that's about all I got. All right, well, I'll have to find some. I know I have a bolt of it here. I'm not sure why it's hiding from me right now. That's so weird. Did I put it here? No. Is it like slipped down? Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. It's because it's so skinny. No wonder. Yeah, he goes to Germany a lot. I think he's going... Where's he going in October? Can't remember. Somewhere. Oh, maybe it's Germany. I think it's Germany. I'm waiting for him to say he's going to Sweden again, you know? I think my parents will take care of our cats, so, and our dogs. All right, last two things to iron and fuse. No, he's not going for Oktoberfest. He's going for some sort of conference. I think it's on sustainability and manufacturing or something like that. This is one of those things, Martina, that it's part of the process, right? And the way I look at this part of the process is it's part of the creative part. Because this is when you get to decide, you know, where goes what, you know, like, oh, I'm going to center this big bunny on this pocket and stuff. And that makes it a little bit more palatable. And it's obviously exactly why when we manufactured bags, we did not fuse anything. Because there's just no way. Oops, that's upside down. Because you're right. It's too much work. Even if I would have had an industrial iron. One of the ideas I had that I never got to act on was I really wanted to have fabric quilted. And I wanted to ask a quilter with a long arm, you know, professional quilter, to take our Peltex or not Peltex, but, you know, our stiffener and the fabric and quilt it together. I really loved the idea of this, like a contrast thread, a really cool motif. And the price they quoted me was so outside of anything I would have done even as a home person. So I was like, okay, you don't want this job. Got it. No problem. And I just never found anyone else to do it with. But I really wanted to try that. And then that would have been like having the outer fabric and the stiffener treated as one. So it would have changed some of our processes, but it wouldn't have been too hard to work out. And I kind of like the idea that they would have been treated like one. So, yeah, he's been that. He went to school in Germany. He's very much aware of it. Oh, interesting, Sweet Pea. A bag maker developed it? Like, you mean in conjunction with one of the companies? The next time I buy fusible interfacing, I'm going to try the place that was recommended. What's the place called, you guys? It's got a very generic name. The Fashion Fabrics or something like that. Wait, what's it called? I really did not. I hope I got both layers on this. I cut this really close. Like Martina said, I'm getting a little bit, oof, I barely got that. Oof. Okay. Let's hope everything's there and it's correct. My only now suspicion is what are the seam allowances? I'm looking for I'm kind of curious because I'm going to tell you, if it's more than 1/4 inch, I might be trimming them all. Fashion Supply, thank you. Yeah, Fashion Supply. Okay. Where's the seam allowances? 1/4 inch seam allowance, yes. The reason I was worried was that foam was about 5/8 inch smaller all the way around the edges than the piece it goes to. So I was like, But that makes sense because the bag needs to wind around it, you know, like bend around it. All right. We're ready to sew. This is pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about sewing this. Hopefully we like the selvage in there. Okay, so these pieces here go with this one here. Okay, so we have our 6 pieces of lining, 2 exterior, and this is the side pocket. They are interfaced. Check. We have our outer right here with the lining and the foam, which I'll probably also iron. And we have the pocket, and this is the interior pocket right here. Okay. Nancy, hello, how's it going? We have the side panel right here. 2, 2, 2, got it. We have the main pocket, 2 and 2, okay. No foam on that. It's like having a side of fries, you know, it's a side of foam. We have our straps and connectors. Oh, we need binding. That's what we're missing. Okay, so we have this piece here is the bottom panel. This one here. And it gets the pellon, right? I don't know why I'm clipping all these pieces. We know what this is. But why not? All right, this is the top piece here. So that goes with these foam pieces right here. 2 exterior, 2 lining, 2 foam. All right, we got it. I'm a little worried. I'm like, okay, I hope I didn't miss, because I almost cut, you know, 4 each of those when I needed 2 and then 6. So, all right. So we just need a little bit of binding. Here's my fabric right here. So this says it calls for 2-inch binding. I'm gonna do something narrower than that. I'm pretty sure it says 2 inches. And if that's the binding, I don't know, that does look really nice though. Maybe a 1/2 inch wide binding, and then it would be a 2-inch wide. I'll just stick with the instructions. I don't need to rethink it. I don't need to be clever. They've done all the clever work for me. I think it drives people crazy when I'm too clever here. All right, where's my ruler? It says we need about 25 inches. So I think that'll get me 25 inches. Elena, how are you? How's it going, friend? I'm almost done cutting this out. All right. I was kind of half thinking like maybe I would interface this, you know, because also it doesn't say to cut this on the bias, so I should not have needed to do that. That was just habit. Sorry. Oh, you're Tammy, Sweet Pea. That's right. I remember now. Oh, I need 2 of these. Okay. We're going to cut 2. I thought about interfacing it, but we'll just leave it. But I could, you know, give it a really crisp finish. I have the tricot, which would be perfect for this. I'll think about it. It was basically an ironing stream, Elena. I just batch fused 6 yards of interfacing. They're all just really patient with me. So yeah, but I'm done now. I mean, 2 hours to cut something out, that's not bad. I think when you have to pull all the supplies, you know, and Hearts did that, that is kind of a little bit of work. Like figuring out what you want and deciding what fabrics you want to use, what colors, all that stuff, that's a lot of work. So like when they pull a bunch of projects, I'm always impressed. I'm like, oof, you had to think of everything. 6 yards. Here it all is. All right, so here's our binding. And then we're going to try using this ancient piping. They are down for that. I emailed them 20 minutes before I went live. And they said, that's fine. Got all of our supplies in here. She said, let them know we carry the bag hardware online. Also, we have lots of canvas if they want to go rogue and make a hardier version. So, and this Moon Rabbit quilting cotton, which is really cute. I mean, look at how cute this is. It's got a little, doesn't this have gold in it? Oh, it doesn't. This one doesn't have the, I feel like I've seen this with the gold foil on it, but this one doesn't have that. This is the Moon Rabbit. 99483 is the item number on their website. This is for Hearts fabric, Adina. Yeah, so they get to keep it. I don't get to keep what I make for Hearts, in case anyone doesn't know that. So in a way, that's kind of fun because I can just go all out and do whatever I want on their projects. They are really, really kind and let me do whatever I want. Like I could alter this bag and they would be totally fine with that. It doesn't say either way on this one. But I ask them, are sewing or fits or style mods allowed and what size they would like. And they usually let me do my size if it's clothing and any size or fit mods I want. So or sewing mods. So this bag will live at Hearts Fabric once it's done. So if you're over there, you can go see it. The fabric is really cute. I've seen that before. The bunnies are really cute. They're so simply drawn, you know. Who sells the pattern? This is Swoon. You can get it from Hearts Fabric, but Swoon Patterns is the baby Belle, the Belle baby bag. There you go, Aisha. And then you can see right here, there's a code. If you go to Hearts Fabric, can you see it? The 10% off with using that code right there that I'm not going to say or type in chat because sometimes they get compromised and they have to give me a new one. Oh, that's funny. I have my, I have the guild logo there. What I want is this one. That's funny. Whoops. Isn't that trippy that I can just move me around? I'm trying to grab the website. I just can't grab it. There we go. All right. Hi, Helen. How's it going? Nice to see you. I'm just finishing, though. I apologize that you missed us, kind of. I'm going to be sewing tomorrow, though. We're making this bag right here. And I am going to do piping. I'm not doing any leather or fake leather, whatever this is. But yeah. Yeah, exactly, Adina. This is my first Swoon pattern. I'm pretty excited. And this bag's going to be pretty substantial. I feel like it's going to be like this deep, like this deep, and about this tall, like this. It's going to be like this big. So that's a pretty good bag. It looks like a bowling ball bag, kind of, right? So, you've made this a few times. Do you have any tips? Please share them. I'm always up for tips. I don't always know best, right? All right, well, thank you for coming today. I appreciate it. I'm going to be sewing tomorrow and Saturday. It's a great carry-on size. Oh, I like that. It's a good carry-on size. The thing is, like, you could make this bag in black Cordura. And it would be a completely different looking bag, right? Or waxed canvas. Be really cool. Waxed canvas would be really cool. The thing you have to think about is that the pockets on the outside aren't closing. So, you know, you might want to do, you could do a flat zippered pocket on the outside instead. It is quite thick over the pockets. It is quite thick over the pockets. What does that mean? It is quite thick over the pockets. Oh, do you mean like the seams get really thick? I could see that. Oh, yes. Yeah, see? That's what I'm thinking. Can you imagine like a Cordura or like a cool vinyl? You know, you could do some sort of like, get rid of the pockets, just put a seam and do a seam, like, you know, maroon on the bottom and white on top, make a bowling bag. It'd be kind of cool. Cordura is a, I have some right here. Wait, that's Gore-Tex. Here we go. Here's some Cordura. So it's just like a nylon fabric. This is actually the back. This is the face of it. Mine has a kiss coat on it. Yeah, it's like a heavy nylon. I'd say if you did something like this is 500 denier Cordura. It's got a kiss coat on the back, meaning they just put this little really light coating so that when you cut it, it doesn't fray like a Dickens, because it would. Yeah, exactly. It's backpack fabric. It's backpack fabric. Very, very affordable. It's very affordable, tough, easy to sew. Yeah. For a while, the pockets work well. Oh, cool. Yeah, and it comes in a lot of colors, but you're going to find black the most often. Yeah, a wax canvas would be really nice in that. I think that this bag would be really cute in a wax canvas. If you're looking for pre-made leather straps, I don't know if Hearts has those. They have all the hardware, and their hardware is pretty affordable. But if you're looking for leather or straps like that, you could go to the Noodlehead website. She makes hers to fit her bag, so you'd have to make sure that it's going to work. Yeah. I think Hearts does have some, though. So I would look at your pattern and the pieces that you cut out right here, you would know by looking at those measurements, the handles and the handle connectors, what you're looking for as far as length goes. You could combine them, take off the folding, see how it folds back on itself right here. Take that out, you could connect that, and then you have one long strap. So there's lots of options. All right, you guys, well, I'm going to head out. I'm going to see you tomorrow, though. We're going to start sewing this, and I'm excited. We'll probably get to prep all the pieces, and then it'll go together on Saturday. And so I'm assuming that's how it goes. So I'm still curious how you finish the inside seams, because we didn't cut any other binding. So how is this getting finished? How do you finish all the seams? I better read through this because I'm like, Do you do it? Do you have to hand sew something? Is that why? Okay, right side of pin. Okay, cover along the zipper. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think that's where it is, at the zipper opening, right? It is. It's a drop-in lining. It's a drop-in lining, but where do you connect it to the outer bag? You don't connect the lining to the outer. Is it free? Is it loose on the inside? Attached in one spot, like at the zipper? And birth it through an opening. It doesn't look like it. Oh, there is a 5/8 inch seam allowance somewhere. All right, I'm going to read through this and make myself a list. At the zippers. Okay. Is the lining not anchored to the bottom? Because if it isn't, I would like that. I would like it to be anchored at the bottom. I don't like it when they're hanging. That's the other way why we did it. So things we bound every seam so that your lining was, treated as one. So when you top zips in place, huh? Wish there was an interior picture. Well, we'll figure it out. It's going to be good. It's going to be cute. All right, you guys. Well, thanks. Thanks, Helen. I appreciate it. Hope you're here to help me along the way. And thanks to Hearts for sponsoring this. This is great. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.